This is round 1 of taking a theme you guys sent me and turning it into a song in 30 minutes. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so I'm sitting here, got my headphones on, sitting here behind my keyboards. You can't see them, they're out of frame. Sorry, can't really do anything about that. Here's the deal. We had someone send in for the first time, we being me. I don't know why I'm talking in third person there. Someone sent in this request. I'd be interested to hear something that reflects the ultimate isolation. Like maybe the last human alive on the planet, or someone living an extremely solitary and isolated lifestyle. So here's how this is going to work. I have here my setup. We have a 30, it's over there, we're mirrored. It has a 30-minute countdown timer. I have our logic window. I have my keyboard here that's showing live. You should be able to hear that just fine. So you can see what's going on. And I am going to just try to write something that captures this theme that was sent in, extreme isolation, in 30 minutes. So here's how this is going to work. We're going to switch this timer on right about now. No, now. Aha. Good. We're going. And we're counting down. So the first thing I am going to work on here is I need to get something that represents some form of isolation, right? I need something that kind of has a distancy feel, and I think I know what I want that to be. So if you look here in Logic, I'm actually going to go over here. Here's our main channel strip. I'm going to go down here. And like I said, this is live, so I'm going to be slow in some spots, and I'm trying to explain as I go. I just want to go into Labs by Spitfire. I love, love, love these plugins. They are fantastic. And there's one specific one I'm thinking is going to work well. I have not thought this through at all. This hasn't been, like, I haven't put anything together yet. This is completely fresh as I'm going through here. It might be faster just to go through here and select what I'm looking for. Some strings, specifically, where they at? Frozen strings. So I don't know which one of these I'm going to go with. I'm just going to load in some different plugins and see if I like the sound of any of them. That's pretty cool. I like that. We're going to go with this. This is the Frozen Strings violin. So you can see what I'm doing here. Here we are. We got Spitfire pulled up. I'm actually going to close that out so you can see what I got. All right. We're going to change this to Frozen Strings. And, of course, change our icon here so I can keep up with what I have going, because I will get confused. And for some reason, my Logic does not change that automatically anymore. Okay, so right now I set the BPM beforehand to like, I think 62. Is that what I set it to? My time signature, my tempo signature, I believe. Yeah, 62. I don't know if I'm going to keep that. Let's just kind of see what happens here. All right, let's go. Let me get my chord progression down right. What do I want to do here? Let's go with something, yeah. Yeah, I really like the suspense that A minor creates at the end as it's kind of walking down. So let's go with that. And we're just going to hop in here. Boom, bam, back to bar number 1. Let's record that. I like that. Let's go ahead and give that. Do I even want to quantize that? So quantization is where you lock everything to grid. Let's see if I can pull up a secondary window here. So you see all these notes we got going on here. See how they're a little off? I could typically quantize those where it would quite literally just snap them to grid. I don't know that I want to do that too much. I think I will just a little bit. So we're going to turn the strength down to about 50 and quantize that. Let's go. We actually need to go to quarter notes for that because we're playing in quarter notes. Let's go right about there. That way we still have kind of that disharmony of them playing slightly off from each other. Okay, now what we're going to do is make sure that we have this where it can be looped out. Let's see how it sounds as a loop. I hate whenever it does that. Sometimes whenever you start right on the 1, it does not want to start. So let's try that again. Perfect. I love the way that loops out. So the second thing we're going to do is I have some instruments here. Is UVI who I'm wanting to use? Let me think this through. Yeah, let's just kind of hop into the UVI workstation here. UVI is a setup of I have a lot of world effects with UVI. I'm not 100% sure which instrument I want to go with here. What would sound good here? Let's just kind of pick through some of these. I think I'm going to go by, instead of by region, let's go by types of instruments. And I think I want to go with some woodwinds. I really like the sound of a duduk. So let's see kind of how one of these loads in, and let's see what they sound like. Oh, where are we at here? Oh, we're not set to the right. I have not used these effects in just a minute. Why are we not wanting to cooperate? There we go. Omni. So I really like the isolating sound of having just the one kind of single woodwind in the background, if you will. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to use this one, but let's just kind of see what it sounds like if I just kind of noodle some stuff in here. All right, so let's take that we will quantize out a bit more, and we're gonna pull it back to right in there, loop it out a couple times. How are we doing on time right now? Let's see over here on, oh, we got it right here. Okay, 21:50. Okay, so we're already almost 10 minutes down, but that's okay. We got 2 instruments added in. Now, something I'm going to do, and I'm going to hop over here so you can see that. Something I'm going to do real quick to kind of give this a bit more of a kind of that desolate sound that we're going for, like Last Man on Earth, right? I want to go for a kind of a space designer reverb, and I'm just going to play with a couple different ideas here on what that would sound like. So we're just going to play this and listen. and see how it sounds with the different. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pull that back. I'm going to cut this right here, and we're actually going to loop out just the section with the more notes in it. I feel like that's a better idea for moving forward as we start stacking instruments. Okay, so let's just kind of see what these, this Duke, which I should change the name there, and the icon, bam, bam. Okay, let's just kind of see what this sounds like with some playing around with some delay or some reverb. Yeah, not delay yet. Good. I like that. I really like the direction we're going with that. We're going to keep going that direction. But something that I think we need to do now is I feel like there needs to be some kind of kind of like a almost a synthy or even like a cello. If we want to keep this orchestral a little bit more, I think maybe like a cello-y, something deep and a little more glottal to kind of just tie this together and really pull it as kind of like this ominous presence or like this. I don't know, the image I have in my head, so you can kind of understand where I'm going with this, is I see this guy who is walking out of like maybe like some kind of event. Maybe something happened. Maybe it was I don't know, a bomb, an explosion. Something happened, right? And he's walking out, and it's like this dawn and like the dust, and you can just kind of see that like there's just this desolateness left behind, and this is kind of dawning on you that like you're alone in this moment. So that's kind of what I'm going for. I really like the frozen strings because they kind of bring in that feeling of almost kind of suspense while you have the deduct, which is kind of almost the narrator or the protagonist of the story, right? I love to use instruments as different elements of character building, right? So you have the frozen strings, which is setting the scene, and then you have the deduct, which is kind of guiding the narration a little bit, or even maybe represents the protagonist. But now, as I said, we're gonna hop in here. We're gonna create another software instrument, and I don't know for certain what we're gonna do here. I'm just going to, off the top of my head, pull in. Let's just go to some more Spitfire. I love Spitfire's libraries; they're fantastic. Let's go with some BBC Orchestra. This is a free plugin through Spitfire, by the way, which is super nice. We're going to go with the cello section. We may actually go with the basses section, but I'm just going to kind of noodle around with this now, and let's see what happens with it. So, going from the beginning of where the duduk starts in, we're going to turn off the metronome because I don't want the wretched clicking. Let's go for it. And here we go. Yeah, as we're gonna build this, maybe go with the basses. You know what? We're gonna change this altogether. Instead of using the BBC Symphony, I'm actually going to go with this. Where are we at here? Epic Strings, because they have a live section that I can kind of modulate a little bit better here. So I really want to pull that closeness up a bit on those. Pulling the release down a bit so they're a little bit tighter. There we go. So let's just kind of play with that for a second and see what it sounds like. I am going to bring in the metronome again. I need it tighter. So instead of going with live, we're going to go down here and see what their short strings sections look like. So just kind of makes it a little bit bigger here for you. We're going to load in short. So I really like that. Let's just kind of play with that. Let's see what that does. I kind of like it. So building up right here. I'm getting off here with my own metronome. Something's off with my measurement. Hold on, just say, how am I doing on time? I bet I am running low on time right now. 13 minutes left. We've got to get these strings put in so we can kind of lay down something else to kind of make this sound. So, what are we gonna do? 30 minutes is really hard. Holy moly. Okay. Just go for it. Trying to quantize these out real quick to see if that helps any on this part. Liked it better that way. Okay. And we're going to overlap this just a bit. Okay, let's go for it. All right, we're going to change this to a different direction. I'm not liking the way those are fitting in, so I am actually going to flip this over, and we're going to go for something more synthy and droney, some kind of pad. And I'm just using something stock. That might work. I think we're going to go with this one right here called Cinematic Suspense. And the only thing I think I'm going to tweak on it right now There we go. I like that. And then just to give it a little bit more in the way of distancy feeling, we're just going to throw the default space designer verb on it. Okay, let's go. All right. So I know it's a bit odd. Whoops. But we're just going to kind of do that. Now we are going to create a duplicate of that, but instead we're going to go with something a little more bassy. So let's just see what we got here under bass. Don't like that one. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. Only thing on that real quick we need to do is I need to slap kind of a high, just throw a high pass on it. For now, that'll work. We're not worried about EQing and everything right now. I'm just trying to get the right effect. And once again, we're gonna throw on that same verb, but pull back the dry and up the wet. We're going to kind of give a little bit of dissonance here. We're going to leave that deduk in the middle, actually. And what we're going to do is we're going to pan these strings to the left a bit and this cinematic suspense chords to the right a bit. So those went in a little strange, and that's okay because what we're going to do is snap them to grid now, and that should fix it. Don't know if I like it. Don't know if I like it. We're going to have to backtrack a little bit here. We have a grand total of 5 minutes, almost 6 minutes left. We're going to backtrack. I want to do something different. I need to get one more instrument in here to kind of make it sound like something. So we got these frozen strings and deduk. We need to simplify. These don't have to be full-length songs. This is just trying to get out the door and trying to fit the theme. I'm trying to overcomplicate that. That's a bad problem whenever you do compositional work. You can start to add things in and create a mess. So rule number 1, don't create a mess of yourself. Okay, let's go back and see what we can add in that's a little less intense in this last second to see if I can tie something together in a hurry. Synthesizer. I want to go to soundscape. Let's see here. Let's see what we got. There we go. That's cool, but what just happened to my instrument? I love it whenever stuff like that happens. Okay. We need to get that back to the deduk. Because for some reason, it overrode that channel. Now, this channel, man, 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Let's see what we get. Okay. Breathe. Orchestral. No. Synthesizer. Soundscape. Going with that. Where did it go? Not you. It was a reverse. I'm gonna get it here. Distant air. And there it is. Okay. I like it, but I want to try to do something a little bit different. One more time here. Okay. For sake of time, we're just going to have to loop that out. Yeah. We're just going to loop it out a few times. Join them. Boom. Bada bing. That's good to go. Now, we got to get one more element in. We have 1 minute and 21 seconds. I don't know if we're going to get this or not, but I need some kind of percussion effect. So let's see what we can get in a really, really short time. I'm gonna have to pull out my other keys here and see. Nope, we're gonna have to go to UVI and get something out of there because there's just nothing. No, I know what I can use. Oh, I got it. Okay, we're gonna go to 5 organ. No percussion. Ah, yes, percussion. Orchestral kit. No, I need. Where are you at? Oh, it's under world. It's not under orchestral. Oh my gosh, I'm cutting this way too close. Percussion. Singing bowls. Will this work? Let's see what this does. I like it. How much time do I have left? 7 seconds. We're gonna record it in anyway. Okay. Ah, darn you, timer. We didn't make the timer, but we're gonna keep going. All right, we're just going to keep rolling with this for a minute because honestly, I like the direction it's going. I made a couple mistakes along the way. It didn't work out as much as I had hoped, but I like where we're kind of getting to now, so we're going to give ourselves a few extra minutes. These singing bowls, I need to... They're kind of chaotic. I kind of want to up the delay on these a bit. And then I want to do that same thing with the reverb and the space designer. We're almost giving them like a chimey effect. There we go. And then we're going to up the highs on these with, let's just do just kind of that. And grab one of these and pull down those lows and pull out all of that. Now, one other thing we can do with this is I can go to imaging and stereo spreader, and we're going to spread these bells out. Okay, last instrument we're adding, and then we're going to be done with this project. We are going to go in. We're going to get the percussion. We're going to do down here. Let's go to Spitfire. Cinematic percussion. Fantastic kits all together. And we're going to get some... Let's just go for some low. I need to get that spreader and verb off there. There we go. See if we can add in just a little bit of that. going to do that, but I'm off a bit with the metronome, so we're just not going to use the metronome for this one. I don't know what that's going to do as far as scales, so we're just going to kind of grab it and see how it sounds real quick. Okay. So, let's just play through this now. Let's see what we got, okay? Let's see what we got. We're a little over time. But here we go. Desolate, last man on earth kind of vibes. See what we came up with. All right, you ready? Let's go. First, let me get this off the starting line because it's so weird about that for some reason. Okay, there's one thing that needs to be fixed, and that's these daggum drums here at the end. And that's okay, because I know what I want to do with them. I think I'm just going to stagger these like that. Loop these out, see if that sounds a little better. Okay, now, final playthrough of this specific song. I'm going to throw on my 30-day, this is my like preset that I use a lot for specifically like orchestral type stuff to really kind of tie it together. It's going to make it louder. It's going to make it kind of blend a little bit more, mesh a little bit more. So I'm going to mute myself and let's see how it sounds. Right about, and here we go. 3, 2, 1. No. Start over. And there we have it. Okay, that's my last man on Earth attempt to kind of have, like I said, guy walks out after a catastrophe, looks out, desolation, all that. That was fun. I made a couple mistakes along the way. That happens whenever you start working on this kind of stuff. You start adding in stuff and you think, ooh, this is the direction I want to go, and then you realize it's not. You realize maybe I need to scale it back. Maybe that's not the intent. Whenever it comes to writing instrumental music, the biggest thing for me is to try to capture the scene you're in using instruments almost like camera angles and props and characters, right? It's not just trying to paint a pretty picture with audio. You're quite literally setting the stage, the sound stage, right? You are placing this instrument here to represent a certain type of weather. You're putting this instrument here to represent a certain character and their behaviors. You have a narrating character. You know, with this, I have the frozen strings, like I said earlier, that's kind of painting the desolate scene. You have the duduk, which is the one man walking out from the rubble to realize he's alone. You have the vintage B3 kind of the drone effect to kind of start pulling it together, which is almost like a heartbeat or like life to me. It's like he's realizing it's not just him. Like the duduk is watching him, right? It's the camera following him, but that's actually him kind of realizing this. You have the kind of the pulsing earthquakey hits that kind of come in with the singing bowls. The singing bowls would almost be like thoughts firing off all different directions, or it could even represent like some sizzling of fire from maybe the destruction that was left behind from this cataclysmic event that left him alone. And then, like I said, you have those earthquake hits, which kind of represents a heartbeat to me, right? It starts to kind of pull in rhythm. It's dun, 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 breath, dun, and then it kind of starts going the more steady, more steady, more steady. So to me, that's what all these elements represent. That was my attempt at writing a song in 30 minutes. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would highly encourage you to subscribe to this channel or follow me on TikTok, Instagram, wherever else you are. I'm going to post this. It wasn't my best work, honestly. This wasn't like the ultimate end-all, be-all. I went over on my time, and that's okay. This is just for fun. It's a practice thing, and I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, if you enjoyed this, please give me a follow, subscribe, and, you know, there's some other videos and stuff you can check out. Anyways, I appreciate you hanging out, and until next time.